Good morning and welcome. Morning, John. Let's get things underway. Good.
Hi.
Morning to you.
How are you?
I'm fine. You, sir?
Tired.
Yep.
Fed up of running around to hospitals and places.
Yeah, it's a difficult time, John. My thoughts are with you and your family.
Thank you. It just
Yeah.
doesn't help that Mother's not really with it.
Indeed.
I'm pleased he's died, by the way. Don't get me wrong if that sounds callous, but for the last 4 weeks he's just laying in bed staring at the ceiling going gah, 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 gah.
Yeah.
So it's good that he's ended.
Well, it's I mean, there is a time, and let's say condolences. Right now, it looks like it's just me and you this morning, so we've got the place to ourselves.
All right.
We can do whatever we like. There were tickets sold, so I'm not sure.
Well, maybe the other two will join us shortly.
Yep. If we make a start. So, okay, let's go for it. I put that first bit out. Good morning and welcome. It's Thursday and it's Blabbing for Britain, and I'm going to get it right this week. Episode 38. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Stephen.
And I think the first order of the day is to invite Peter to join us, and we'll see what the coffee of the week is and whereabouts Peter is today.
Maybe he joins us.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Right, okay, he's left entirely. Oh, no, he hasn't. He's back. No, he's not.
I can't see it. Can I? Oh, can I see that if I go to viewers? He's still in the viewers list.
Yeah, he went and came back. Peter, if you want to press the camera, and we'll try that way. Hang on. While Peter's sorting himself out,
we've got Mr. Silk.
I've got Mr. Silk. Indeed. So the Midlands are going to be better represented in a moment when Stephen.
Well, of course, it's the most successful area in the Olympics is our Stokey boys. They're doing better than some countries. So
Wiltshire as well. It's very regional, isn't it? I mean, the lads who are doing the diving yesterday were from Yorkshire. So
I've not really paid a lot of attention. Mine's been a bit elsewhere.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I did see a piece about on the internet this morning about Staffordshire had won more medals than some countries.
Yeah. Stephen's trying again. Right, I'll give you this. Try and get Stephen and Peter, then I'll because we're going to do one at a time. Stephen's around, but having problems getting in. Okay, let's try Peter again. This is Wiltshire calling Scotland.
Come in, Scotland.
I think we've got a better
Your
chance.
time is up. Hey.
Good morning, Peter. Success. How are you, sir?
Good morning, mein Freund.
I was good. Good.
Right. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try Stephen, and then we have the team, and all will be well. So I can see waiting for Stephen to press the button. Imminently.
Yay.
Good morning.
Well, I can see a light fitting and some stuff on top of the shelves.
just setting up.
Trying to get a sodding coffee, but it's difficult in this house.
Oh dear, I don't know. Can't get a stack, can you? Do we do a routine? Angelica does breakfast because I'm not a morning person, and I do the evening meal. That's a quid pro quo. So the coffee's ready made by the time I actually get downstairs.
Lovely, like it.
Yeah. Oh, we're on the move this morning, Stephen.
Yeah, into headquarters. I like what you said about Stoke, though, John, at the Olympics. What a result.
Yes, Staffordshire more medals than some countries.
It was funny because the guy from Stafford was the whichever one he won. People sort of in Stoke are sort of saying, "Oh, it's Staffordshire, yes, we're in Staffordshire now," as opposed to Stoke. So it's all very political. And then Staffordshire University is moving out of Stafford into Stoke. It's a huge issue locally. Anyway.
I just shut my door.
All right. Well, I suppose we best start with the Olympics then. First impressions. How are we doing?
I think, aren't we on course for having a bloody good time? And why are the pools going green?
Right. Okay. Any theories on why the diving pool has gone green?
Somebody peed in the water. Yellow and blue makes green.
Oh God, that takes me back to the goons.
Oh no.
Yeah. Have you been watching the Olympics, Peter?
No, I'm not a very sporting person, and Sheila watched it last night, and I went for a bath and then went to my bed.
So you're missing the medals. It's the one time where you can actually watch sports you don't get a chance to see on television. And I've enjoyed watching the diving because on the 2 nights ago we expected to get a bronze medal. Last night we hadn't a clue, and we won the 3-meter diving gold. 2 guys who just absolutely brilliant, 6-class dives. I mean, to beat the Chinese at their own game and the Russian world champions, it takes some doing. So hats off to them.
So 12 in total and 9th in the medal table.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Google.
So I'm just going to go. I suppose we have to name 1 or 2 people. If I'm just going to try and find it. Find the sport. Chris Mears and Jack Lowe won gold for the diving yesterday, and Joe Clark won the kayak, and he wasn't expected to win either. Is he a Stokian, or where's he from? The diving guys were from Yorkshire. Right, but this brings me on to the second point, which has nothing to do with the Olympics, and that's pronunciation of words. Jack Lowe, his surname is spelt Laugher. Now, I would say he was having a laugh, but it's the English language is very difficult, isn't it? Because there was an article in the paper last week about the 10 towns you're likely to mispronounce. Okay, because the town name is colloquial. It's been decided, spelling's fixed, but the interpretation of it has been decided locally. Yeah, and there's 1 or 2 in the Midlands, which are, if a southerner came up to the Midlands and tried to pronounce 1 or 2 of the names around there.
Ulster.
Yeah, indeed. That's
a old guy in Scotland.
Yeah.
Banchory instead of, and they say Banchory. Do you know the way to Banchory when it's Banchory?
Yeah.
Loch.
Yep.
I could go on all day. There's a place when I was a bus driver, I went up and it says, "Can I have a single ticket to Fishy?" And I went, "Fishy?" Yeah. It's actually Fetarangus.
Wow. Yes, that makes my point perfectly. That it's local use that decides the name of the place. Darwin, yeah, which is close to Blackburn in Lancashire. Darwin is wrong. It's spelled D-A-R-W-N, but it's actually pronounced Darren. Yeah. So that's how you can tell when you're on the terraces at Ewood Park barracking for your own team against Blackburn Rovers. If you say I'm going back home via Darwin, then they've got you. You're not local, lad. That's definitely not the truth. Right. Anything else going on this week? That it's quiet because Parliament's on holiday, aren't they? This is May's. Yep.
I was sitting with two Germans yesterday at my BNI, and I didn't realise how upset they were about Brexit. And I think one of them's actually thinking of going home. He's an older guy, and he was telling me some of his friends who are German are having a hard time down in England. He says, we haven't had it here, but I find it hard to believe it's going on, but quite amazing. And I think,
what sort of hard time?
Sorry?
What sort of hard time?
Just getting abuse.
Bloody hell.
I didn't expect that to happen, you know. I mean, this guy's been up here for years, but I didn't realise how hard it was hitting some people, you know. And a few Germans are up in sticks and going back to Germany.
I heard one comment where somebody said it was dearer to be over here now because of the way in which the pound has gone down.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we're going to feel that.
He was saying that one health board is already struggling because a lot of people have went back home. Can't get a workforce. Interesting.
There was a story.
Yet it's likely to have a positive effect on employment where I live, because they're selling more Land Rovers and Range Rovers and Jaguars because of the pound.
Really? To export them?
Yeah.
See, there's always winners and losers. There's always winners and losers. You know? Interesting point. So the Land Rover factories now will be absolutely delighted.
No, but they are receiving more orders from abroad than they were before. It's just a fact.
Right.
That may be that's just that they've been successful in their selling techniques, but it is a fact that sales are on the up.
Because they're
exporting more, yeah.
Yeah, but are they making the same money with the exports? Or what have they done?
I don't think they share that level of information with people in the street.
No, it's just a matter of it. I'm quite happy to be selling. No?
The pound is to the pound. It's the. Do we get less? We'll get less, won't we?
Yeah. I mean, I'm paying for some development in dollars, and the price has gone up by 10% essentially because of the drop in.
Well, I have a few things I subscribe to monthly in dollars as well. Okay, there's $37 here, $40 there, but it's noticeably more when you look at your bank statement.
Yeah. And then the interest rates went down last week. Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't think I've got earning any real money anywhere anyway.
Yes.
Good point.
We're talking about
% on their current account. How long that's going to last, I don't know.
One of the things I've seen this morning is about travel insurance. Now, I'm with Lloyd, well, my partner's with Lloyd's Bank, and I'm covered, although I've got some pre-medical, but it's made me going, I'm going to get my medical, look at my actual medical, make sure that everything's done, because what they find out is if you go abroad and you have a problem, the insurance companies look at your whole medical history and they says, we're not paying you, you never told us about this. So I'm going to look into mine again, even though they say I'm covered. What do you think?
NatWest do a similar service for my Susan, and I'm covered on her policy. And like you, I've got a pre-existing thing with my eye. And I'm always very wary about insurance policies. You know, what do they cover you for in terms of pre-existing? But I thought that if you're covered on it, I don't think pre-existing's an issue on your partner's policies, Peter. Really?
No, it's not. It's not. But what I'm saying is, they say, well, I'm diabetic, so I told them about my diabetes type 2. But if anything happens and they look further on and says, oh yeah, I did get my heart checked, but I was okay. Stuff like that. They dig in and see.
Yeah.
See what. You never told us about that. So I'm just going to wait to get it all refreshed from my doctor and say to him, is there anything here that I should really tell an insurance company?
Yeah, it's a damn good. That's a bloody good bit of advice, that is, mate. Yeah,
because some people. I've got X cover to get taken back, but if you go like a girl was quad biking, and it was something like £92,000 to get her back. It was a really horrific figure. I was in a cruise ship, but this girl went quad biking. They said, quad biking, you're not covered for that. That's a dangerous type of sport.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wait to have a good old look at it in case I go hard gliding.
That's a good point, Lorraine. And another topic of disgruntlement is car rental when you're abroad.
Oh, yeah, that came up as well last week.
What's it called? The excess waiver, which can be, I don't know, double the price of your rental. And then there's the old, we'll fill the car up with petrol first, and then you return it back full, or the other way around, it's empty. But they'll find a way. They're a real cutthroat bunch of.
Yeah, well, you can actually, if you go to moneysaving.com, I usually go with rentalcars.com. I buy their insurance fully covered, so that if anything happens, I'm covered, right? But if you have excess, you can go and buy a policy for something like £2.99 to cover your excess. Were you aware of that, guys?
Yeah.
To cover the excess, £2.99, so you have no excess to pay.
I've heard that the way that the car rental companies get around that is they say, in that case, you'll have to leave a £1,000 deposit on your card, on your credit card.
Yeah.
They sort of, it's sneaky, I think.
Well, when I went to Berlin there, I had to put on something like £1,200. They take it from your card. They don't take it out, but they take it. And that will pay for any fines that come in. It will pay for stuff like that, you know. And you still got to have a credit card, and they'll take out money just in case of anything. But I go fully comp now, but it is very expensive. And if you get it from them, it's a lot of money if you pay at the desk. They've got you.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Rentalcars.com, that's where I go. And they practically do anywhere in the world.
My lad had his car when they went to Canada a few months ago through rentalcars.com.
Gonna get a brew gun.
Eventually, they caught up with him, and he got a bill plus a service charge of $17.50 for the 3 electronic tag roads he'd gone through, which charged a toll. Had no way of paying. What do you do? There is no toll. It's all electronic.
But when I went to America, they had a scheme where it doesn't matter how many you go through, they'd already paid a fee for it. The toll roads were paid. So all these little things, it just really takes the enjoyment away from doing these things. When I go back to Berlin next time, I'm taking an all-week travel for buses and the tubes and things.
You're not going to hire a bike for a week?
I'm going to maybe take a bike and put it onto the tube with me. You can do that. Pay extra, of course. Yeah. Speaking about bikes, I just bought myself a new road bike.
Is that the one you were modelling the other day?
Yeah, that was half the weight of my other one. What a difference it's made on the hills and everything. Now I can catch up with the 80-year-olds that I go out with. And I can go in front of them.
Is this the one you were sat on by the front gate the other day?
Yeah, with my shorts and things, yeah.
Yeah.
What a difference it's made.
And the hat that everybody was taking the piss out of.
Yeah, You know what it is with that hat? Is the thing I put on top. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
I hit a button by mistake. It's the thing I put underneath it. It makes it higher, and I look like from where? What do you call it? Here, listen, my screen's went off. What's happened?
We can still see you.
Right. So why am I not seeing you now? Hold on.
We can see your screen reflected in your glasses, as I think you can see mine.
I can't see you now. That's it. Whatever happened there. Yeah, I know I'm not used to glasses, but unfortunately I've got to wear them now.
Yeah, I can't see bugger all without mine on this level. If I take them off, it's just a blur.
So why? No, I see your glasses shining, but I can't see yours, Stephen. Your glasses shining. Why is that?
They need polishing.
Mine are absolutely filthy.
It's the way the light's shining, obviously. I can't remember a time when I didn't wear glasses. I mean, I've tried contact lenses, but I just can't get on with them. Anybody else?
Always worn glasses. Detached retina 5 years ago, and apparently I lost my sight in central vision in my left eye. And a couple of years ago, I had a couple of cataracts done, and I've got the sight, perfect sight. Just need these for reading. Yeah,
I mean, I don't need these to walk around or drive. I can't read the instruments, mind you, but I don't need them to see out the windscreen.
Who needs sight for instruments while you're driving a car?
No, well, fortunately on mine, it's got an LCD, and you can switch the LCD to the speed, so you have to dial and not that you look at it anyway, you know what you're doing.
It's funny how you mentioned something in the email, it's rental cars. You just emailed me right now.
Yep.
He's watching
you. Just mentioned them. They've attached. Yeah.
You've advertised their services. He's watching the show now.
You just got a 5% discount voucher on the offer they'll make you that's been loaded by 25%.
Yeah.
Didn't kill John.
Yeah. So I'm using LinkedIn a bit more. I got my profile changed. More to do with the speaking. Right. I don't know if you use LinkedIn much, but I want to start. I've got a problem where LinkedIn for the speaking side and things like that. But I want to promote my other business on its LinkedIn page. Any tips?
I'm just looking for you on LinkedIn, Peter, and I want to plug TEDx Stoke, which we up on LinkedIn.
Okay.
This week, but are you actually on there, Peter?
What?
On LinkedIn at the moment?
I've not in time, but I can go in because it just says I'm getting noticed. People are looking at me for some reason.
Yeah, that's just to make you buy full membership. That is.
Oh, not
John. That's not the way at all. They just want you to know what's going on. They're not trying to sell you anything.
But just cynics this morning. But there are groups on LinkedIn, Peter.
Yeah.
There's a group for TEDx.
Yeah.
TEDx's, and there'll be a group for pest control, or if there isn't, you'll be able to start one up.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about other pest controllers. I'm wanting to buy pest control services. That's who I'm after.
Yeah,
but not as me, more my business page.
Sure.
I bought this Connect Josh Turner, the LinkedIn guide. Yeah. I've never read it, but I bought it.
They do that as well.
Yeah. I mean, coming back to what Stephen said about groups, if you were to start a pest control group, it's not it is to actually show that you have a level of expertise in that area. And basically, if the group becomes, for want of a better word, famous, anybody going on to LinkedIn and typing in pest control will find your group, better chance than finding your profile. and we'll ask to join the group and ask you questions. So that's the theory behind it, anyway.
Can I kick people out if I don't want them?
Yeah, of course you can.
Because what I don't want is my competition and whatever coming in. I'd rather be exclusive, you know.
Yeah, you can have closed groups, private groups, registered only groups, open groups.
But can the Aberkill page have it, or has it got to be me personally?
No, you create an Aberkill page. Yeah.
Which I've done. Yeah. Then.
Well, it's like anything. It is about the personal touch, isn't it? I mean, no matter what you're doing on the internet, you've got to do it as you. And then people will say, okay, what does Stephen do? What does Peter do? What does Stephen and John do? And then we find out, and we get known for doing certain things.
But one of the problems is if you look at my LinkedIn page, I'm putting it more to the speaking side, training side for the future. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And it also says I'm the proprietor of a pest control business. And I want to promote that pest control business in LinkedIn, but elsewhere, if you know what I mean.
I do. And I'm just connecting with you as your speaker. And you've got pest control owner.
Yeah.
And you, is there a link to, have you created the Aberkill page yet?
Yes, it's made, yeah.
And you haven't linked to it yet on your homepage, on your Peter Stewart speaker page?
No, I haven't done that, I don't think.
If you go into, I know, there's in your profile. Dead easy to do that. Dead easy.
I had to put the actual pest control page into and direct them to it.
Yeah, do that for sure. I mean, sometime later on today, we can spend 10 minutes doing it if you wish. I'm more than happy to do that.
That would be fantastic. I was speaking to a guy that does cooling systems and hotels now, and I said, where did you get most of your work? It was at BNI, and I said, where did you get most of your... He says, actually putting pictures up on LinkedIn. I says, you're joking. He says, no. He says, I got a lot of people calling me up, and he says, in fact, we just got a £10,000 order out of it.
Lovely. It's all about being there.
Yeah, so it's got. I mean, I think I maybe told you about the guy stopping me in the street with my Aberkill videos, you know, and they were from a marketing company. This is like your videos, so it's just doing them. So I got a new selfie stick. Look, this is a little handy one. It's,
sorry, but I just can't help laughing at people who have selfie sticks.
I laugh because I just put in a price for a £2,000 job. I'm laughing. I don't care. Oh, it's getting hot in here. So now, how can do I have to come off to go and put on a kettle?
I think if you log off, you can't come back in.
Yeah,
that is correct.
Right.
Sorry?
So you better leave it there and go and put the kettle on.
I wasn't aware of that. I thought I could invite people back as often as I wish.
I tried to get back in last week, Stephen, after I went to the door or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I could not. There is no camera to click.
Ah, right. So the camera disappears, but I could...
well, potentially you could invite us back in, but how do we tell you we want to come back in? I suppose we could have put that in the live chat, couldn't I?
Well, I did that this morning, but Stephen didn't see it. About 10 o'clock, I put in the live chat, just getting a brew.
Yeah, indeed. I saw
didn't see that.
I saw it about 10:15.
Yeah, so it's all... it's a simple thing to sort, I'm sure, but...
yeah,
Blab had it. Blab had it. Speaking of Blab, how is Blab, Stephen?
Blab is still there. People are still doing shows, not as many as before. There are some very strange shows, and I'm use the word strange loosely. I think that they just don't care anymore about the website because it's still as unloved as when we were last there. But they're keeping it running. I mean, not mothballed it. They've not taken it down. So obviously they've got reasons for doing that.
But
But
there appears to be no support whatsoever now.
No. I mean, Jason has been appearing on shows on Huzzer and Firetalk. So obviously he's got some spare time on his hands. He's the techie who used to come and help us out. It is Jason, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I get confused between Jason and Justin. So yeah, I mean they're still going. The show on Huzzer that's doing well is Social Media Examiner. They have a live audience of about 150, 200, and they pipe out to Facebook, and they're getting 4,000, 6,000 views every week. So live videos are alive and well. Blab, not so. I came across another one this week, which I'm hoping to get an interview with the lady tomorrow. It's a strangely named outfit, and it's called me.tv. That's MWE.tv.
You had to play with that last few days, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. The replay was almost instant.
It was, wasn't it? I mean, that was I was very impressed by the replay.
The replay was going on while you were broadcasting, as I recall.
Oh, wow. Oh,
well, I saw it up there, but I missed you. You were only on there about 12 minutes or something.
That's right, yeah, 12, 13 minutes.
And I came in at about 15 minutes after the start, and the replay was there.
No.
So I buggered off and talked to Eileen on Blab, actually.
Okay, that's fine.
And live on Blab, not via any other channel, but live on Blab.
There's 4 viewers, is that correct? Who else is watching this?
You can't tell until afterwards.
You can't tell until afterwards. That's very true.
What, now, you mean?
Yeah. You cannot see any other viewers, unfortunately. You find out at the end, but you don't see as you go live.
Well, just to let you know...
let's clarify that. If they were logged in, you could see them, but you can watch without being logged in, so why log in?
Yeah.
So how do we tell how many viewers we got?
Oh, as John said, we get the numbers at the end of the show. And I can tell you last week there were more than the 4 of us. But just going to stick with me.tv. It's first, the thing is the downside is that you don't get a recording. You get a replay of the show as you're both watching, but you don't get a recording, so you can't reposition it on YouTube or Facebook. And that's a decision on their part, because I think basically, as I understand it, this original setup was based in the States. And my interest stems from the fact that it's been taken over by a British couple. And they are the ones who are actually bankrolling it now and trying to get it going. The thing that struck me straight away was the number of views that video had. It's a short video, and I had ostensibly 67 people watching me live and 197 replays. Now, talking to Barb Tomlin on Across the Pond on Tuesday, she had a simple explanation for that. Do you want to guess what it was? Oh, all right then. The figures are manipulated.
I've got someone at the front door. Be back in a few seconds.
Now that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, the lady who runs it upset Barb, so she's not in Barb's good books. So Bob's explanations were interesting, to say the least. But I'm hoping to interview her, the lady who runs it, tomorrow, because it does show some promise. Cool. It was easy to use. The interface is good, and if it had I suppose how I look at it is that sort of Huzzer and Firetalk professional outfits. They're into video. Video is their life. Yeah. And the thing about Mimi.tv, apart from the unfortunate name, is that they've just come into it as an investment opportunity. So there's a different approach to timing. Yeah. So yeah.
John's got a box.
Another week, another box.
John. I got a box. And it even says my name on it.
Wow.
However, what's in it's not that exciting.
Okay.
Oh, come on! You gave us the plants last week. What's this week's box on?
You must know what's in it, John. John's got another box, Peter, and he's about to either shake it to tell us what it is, or he's going to open it, or
it's the new Blabbing for Britain feature. What's
I
in?
don't know what it is, but I will show it to you because Stephen might want one.
Okay, we don't do
that with a V.
Right. Okay, we don't. Yeah, we don't do
a great deal of use to Mr. Silk.
Yeah, we don't do unboxings. We just show you the box on here. we don't open it and show you what's inside. We just say this is this week's box.
I can't describe this.
Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear! No.
Anybody know what it is?
An egg holder.
It's an egg skelter, yes.
An egg skelter, brilliant device.
It's
ingenious.
We do have an issue with ours because we bought our egg skelter. It's a nice one, that is, John.
Yeah.
We bought our egg skelter when we had chickens about 2-3 years ago.
Yep.
And of course we lost them all to foxes or lost them all anyway. And we've now got a 5 quail.
All right.
A quarter the size. We need one of those.
This is a replacement because I bought this the original as a present for I call her daughter-in-law, but they're not married. Yeah. And when I got out of the box, she thought, "Oh, this is lovely." And then a day later, my son said, "Was that a trick? The egg skelter you gave us?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, we put the eggs in, but you can't get them out the bottom." And it had been miswelded. So they were so close, you couldn't get the eggs out the bottom. So I bought it off eBay, and that was definitely a mistake. I did get my money back after a load of arguing. But this one's come off one of them offer things you get on regular basis. Can't think of what they're called now.
Okay.
I get a set of offers every day from them, and I normally ignore them. But this one says, "Got an egg skelter," and I thought, just what I need.
Right place, right time. That's the key. Egg skelters are great.
I like eggs.
Groupon. It was from Groupon.
Just to let you know that Fraser, he and I are meeting up.
Oh, brilliant.
The famous Fraser.
Yeah, we're going to have a chat about a few things. Yeah. I haven't met him in person before, down in Aberdeen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think we all agree he's a great guy, and how he's a dynamo, human dynamo. He produces so many courses and books and courses, and gives sound advice.
Yeah.
We must have known him a good few years now, Stephen.
We have about 10, 11 years at least. Yeah, good man.
And you know, he lives in such an out of the way place, you know. It's funny. Anyway, yeah.
I've got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Child safety trackers.
Okay.
Anybody used one, found one, recommend one? These would be GPS chips inside watches or a bracelet or something like that. And if the young ones go far away, you'll know where they are.
Yeah.
We always kept ours on a bit of string.
That was the old way, John.
This was around it was around, but not at an economic scale when mine were young.
Yeah, I got you. I've not found anything at the moment, so I'm thinking of getting hold of some from that lovely place called China and just sort of testing them out.
Via our friend Alibaba.
Indeed, yeah. And Dear Mr. Steve, all that sort of thing. And in front of how they're all called Alan, I don't know, but there you go. So if you do in your travels hear of anybody who's actually got one, uses one, let me know.
Right.
Because every parent would be interested in having that sort of technology if it was the right price.
And what age group are you aiming this at?
Kids, under 5s, all kids really.
What, link back to the mobile phone?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, just to the web, which you can pick up on the phone.
Yeah. Don't they have mobile phones at that age yet? I'm sure they do.
No, not in my experience. No, not that age. No.
Yeah, but you live in Stoke in London. They probably have 2. You know.
Right, okay. Now, similar technology, but Thailand this week passed a law. And the law is that if you're a foreigner in Thailand and you buy a SIM at a local shop rather than using the one you took with you, then you are tracked, mate. They know exactly where you are. And they know, if you follow the logic of that. So they're actually saying is that we're tracking all foreigners who are in the country who are living here effectively.
Has Trump been told this?
He'll want to use it for all Muslims in the States, won't he?
And Poles and Irish and French and Germans and Italians. But, well, I mean, Thailand is carte blanche. It's everybody who's not using their own SIM card who buys one in Thailand. So that's the way Big Brother is coming. I mean, we all know that if the government decided to could tie our phones back to us and decide to track us, they would. We don't need to.
They are.
Yeah, they're tracking our messages, that's for sure.
Can I talk about a really taboo topic that we wouldn't normally talk about? I'd love to talk about death. I think you all know my father passed on Monday. I just want to not talk about him, but talk about how wonderful and how much help has been available to us since he passed. I mean, within minutes of me seeing him for the first time after he passed, I was given this wonderful little book by the hospital, and it is wonderful. It tells me absolutely everything I have to do. About how I have to collect a medical certificate. I then have to take the medical certificate and the phone numbers I have to ring to make the appointments to register the death. So the first thing I had to do was yesterday I went back to the hospital to collect a medical certificate. I've never seen one before. I've only ever seen 3 people dead actually in my entire life, including my dad. And this is the medical certificate. But my dad actually would have been really proud of this, because when he died, he was actually being looked after by a lieutenant colonel, because he was in the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, where they do all of the returns from Afghanistan and places like that. As an ex-military man, he would have loved the fact that A, he was being looked after by a lieutenant colonel, but B, because the lieutenant colonel knew that Dad had been a military man, he had the decency to actually sign the certificate himself rather than getting a junior to do it. But it isn't just that. I'm just amazed at the things. The first thing the lady gave me when I went to see her yesterday was a card to say how sorry they were.
Oh no!
But when you meet this, but then I'm going to tell you that she was a Muslim lady, yeah. But she gave me a Christian style card saying, you know, how sorry they were, which I initially thought, God, because I actually received my first one in the post yesterday as well. And I thought, oh, how horrible. Maybe I'm, you know, crazy, but I did receive that. I was then given an invite to an annual concert where they celebrate everybody, church concert where they celebrate everybody who's died in the previous 12 months. But then this is the weird ones that I'm going to get to you. I was given a stone, polished little stone. And I thought, why am I being given a bloody stone? But then I was given a really nice poem about the stone. I'm not a poem person, but this is actually quite nice. And then finally, I was given a whole pack of what to do. I have never had so many bloody books to read. It's not true. But what I really wanted to say, I haven't registered his death. I can't do that until tomorrow. I couldn't get an appointment before tomorrow. Is just how lovely everybody I've come into contact in the NHS has been, and how helpful they have been about Dad. And the final little thing I was given just as I went out the door was a free ticket to get out of the car park.
Blimey, good story that is, John. Good story.
Yeah. Sadly, I don't think my mum is fully understanding that Dad has gone. She mentions it, and then she goes back to where is he? Why hasn't he visited me, etc. But I have to remember that it's only a week since she had a major operation on her hip.
How's she doing?
She's getting up and out of bed now. They're getting her into a chair. They haven't tried to walk or anything yet. I think she's so pumped full of drugs to take the pain away that she probably doesn't really know what's going on in general.
Well, I've got to say, when you go to the next part, my ex-wife used to work in the funeral trade, you know, and what surprises me how quickly it's goes from start to finish, so quick, you know, and so I've seen it from the. Have you been to the funeral director yet, John?
No, I can't do that until after I've registered the death, because you're given a form that you have to give to the funeral director when you register a death. And also, my brother's out the country, and I want to have him involved. So he's back on Sunday.
Did you have a prepaid one?
Sorry?
Did you have a prepaid funeral plan?
We don't. He has made provision, though. I just don't know how I actually get to the funds with Mum in the state she's in. So I may have to visit the bank and have some sort of discussion with the bank.
Yeah, because what we're finding is that some people go in and do a prepaid funeral plan, and they say, I'm wanting it as cheap as possible, right? But when the family find out they're wanting it cheap as possible, they're not happy because they want to have a better funeral for them. And they say, well, we can't because that's their plan. That's what they've agreed on. And they don't want to change.
We were actually in the process of looking at converting the money Dad had put aside for both of them into a funeral plan. And we would have been able to buy the top level of funeral plan that you can get with the money he's left on out. But of course, he's passed before I was able to do that. And my reason for doing that was because the money-grabbing council look at every penny your mum's got when they come to do the flipping care. Convert it away from cash into a funeral bond, so it no longer counted for her assets.
I know, it's a shame the stock you dry.
Sorry?
You know, I'm saying the nursing homes suck them dry until they've nothing left, and then go to the council for money.
No, well, this is care at home, not care in a home. Care at home. But all of that's gone out the window anyway for the moment while she's in hospital. She isn't coming soon, so there's the other problem. She's likely to be in at least another 10, maybe even 15 days. What do you do about burying him if she can't come home and go to the funeral?
Yeah.
But she won't be. Is she in a state to actually go to a funeral, John?
I suspect that we could actually, in a few days, the wound would probably be healed up enough to actually take her in a wheelchair and take her from the hospital and return her to the hospital.
Yeah.
Because she needs physiotherapy. But she's not fit yet to have the physiotherapy because the wound needs to heal before you have the physiotherapy.
My mum was in a couple of years ago for a hip replacement, and I don't think she wanted to do much for the first couple of weeks other than sit or lie or whatever. But my dad had to force her to do some physio, and the hospital was quite good as well. Rough times, John. Rough times for you, mate.
Well, it's just life, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The one thing I'm going to do that my mum and dad would never do is even now I'm only 60, I am going to give my eldest lad power of attorney, and my wife is going to do the same as well. because the fact that none of us have power of attorney has caused so much grief for the last 11 years.
What does that mean, actually, John? What's that?
Well, effectively, they can go to the bank on your behalf. They can sign a cheque for you. They can make decisions for you. There's 2 levels of power of attorney. There's one which effectively allows you to help manage money and house and things like that. And then there's a life level, which means that they can make the decision to switch the machine off if necessary.
I only ask because there's the local ambulance service around here has got a scheme where they do free wills. So your solicitor would do your will, and then the air ambulance people pay for the will, and then you put a provision in your will
to pay that back.
Air ambulance money in the future.
In fact, you'll be amazed how common it is to be able to get a free will in exchange for a contribution to charity.
Right. Well, yeah. So that's, and I've actually did.
But you don't have to write anything into your will for that to cover that. There are a lot of solicitors out there who want their own being seen to be good, who will do it in exchange for a contribution to a well-known
thing tomorrow. But I'll ask about power of attorney because I've heard so many horror stories
to get. I warn you that now.
Again,
takes 6 months to get
power of attorney.
Complicated. You wouldn't believe how complicated it is.
Blimey.
Not only do you have to get your parents to sign, but it's right and proper. It's looked at and examined to make sure nobody's taking advantage of anybody.
Yeah. I was thinking of it for me, John, not for my parents.
Nonetheless, it will still be looked at the same level.
Blimey.
It's a very complex situation. It's also quite expensive. It's 120 quid.
Right, okay. But I've heard so many horror stories of the behaviour of the banks towards the survivors of, people who've died, parents and stuff like that. But this would overcome that, wouldn't it? Because you've got legal power of attorney to do stuff. So
that's my worry. Is what if the bank says bugger off when I try and access the funds to bury Dad?
Yeah.
I mean, as it happens, I do know the number to a debit card, but that's not the.
Stephen, just delete this bit.
I just have the feeling that if I spend, I don't know, $5.5 grand on her debit card, someone might query it.
Yeah.
Probably. I think so.
On the other hand, if the bank is warned in advance that there'll be some large transactions going through, because we're going to have to tell them because it's a joint account anyway.
Joint account with your mum?
Yeah. Dad's
no issue then, is there?
Sorry?
No issue then. She can
do what
she wants.
She's not in a fit state to sign a cheque.
Okay.
Yeah. I have seen so many people caught out with this just recently. My cousin, they should have property, they lease it out, then they put money in to try and help, and it was just an absolute nightmare. Paying for the care, paying for the house to get the money in to pay for the care. Oh, a nightmare.
I honestly feel that when it comes home to Mum, she'll give up and she won't last very long. Because they've been together, they would have been married next month for 63 years.
Yeah.
And she was with him 2 years before they got married. Okay, not like we would consider with him, because it was the good old-fashioned days. But they were together for 2 years prior to that.
Yeah.
I thought so with you. And
anyway, should we find a happier topic to talk about?
I saw that Top Gear's coming back, and Mr. LeBlanc is quite happy about it. Do we think Top Gear's got a chance even without Chris Evans?
No. I think it's a busted format.
Right. Yeah, they just would have been it. No, just been it. Bye-bye.
I watched a few of last season. It just doesn't have the sparkle. It doesn't have the three boys with that little bit of magic.
That is entirely right, John.
Yeah, it's the team, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the first series they did together was probably crap, but over the years they've molded into.
They're just there, you know. Once
They're doing
there's something,
things that
the
we
other one
like to
reacts,
do.
you know.
They're doing things that we like to do. We'd like to go around America or Africa in a car and just have a bit of a laugh. And it's just.
I'll tell you what they should do. They should, if you're listening BBC or anything, get me to get on a bike and I'll travel about all over the world for you. Me, Peter Stewart's the name. Give me a call, and I would easily do that.
Checking out on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Hey, Stephen, can I ask a question? That's Stephen in the top left-hand corner.
Yeah.
You never used that while we were online, but I've noticed the last few weeks that you can't resist having the old puff.
It's the end of the show. No one's going to watch this far.
He had a puff after 14 minutes, actually, but we won't go into that.
No.
Going back to travel, I've got something called Cody. If you know Cody, what that is.
Okay,
do you? Yeah, no Cody. But anyway, I've been looking at something, and I went back and looked at Michael Palin traveling around the world and that. And if somebody was to say, "What would you like, Peter?" I would love to do that. You know, just going all these different places on trains and meet. What a fantastic journey he's had in his life. So jealous.
Paid for by us. It's a bit like, all paid for by us. But it's a bit like the Top Gear guys, isn't it? Or the ex-Top Gear.
Yeah.
They're doing things that we like to do. Michael Palin was doing things that we like to do. But
Takes out of Argentina at our expense.
Living our dreams.
I one go the Grateful Trains of Northern India. That's the one I constantly watch when it comes on as a even though it's narrated by Give Us a Job. But
and they said to the driver one day, so they get a lot of people killed in the railways in India in the lines, and he said, how many people you killed? He said, about 100. Just 100, just like that, and they just put up with it. It's such a but there is a girl, she does a travel blog, and she doesn't pay for anything. She makes money by traveling around the world, and she goes to hotels, and we've got a girl here in Aberdeen. She put up her bucket list. She's now an ambassador for Crag Hoppers, the clothes, and she's done extraordinarily well. She gets press passes. Lost a lot of weight, and I really admire her. And she's out doing things and taking pictures, and you just never thought that would come of a blog, would you? Yeah, good on her.
It's like everything. It's right place, right time, and
right.
No, there isn't a magic formula. I mean, if there was, we'd go out and do it ourselves, wouldn't we? It's happenstance.
Yeah.
Why does something go viral? Why does a book sell more than others?
Yeah. It's when you try to make it happen, it doesn't happen, right? And when I done my Facebook videos, I didn't expect to get the work that I'm getting. It's not a lot of work, but I didn't expect it, And so it's coming out. So so I'm quite happy with that. Yeah,
that's good.
But So what else have we got in there?
We've done very well this week, and I'm hesitant to mention it, but we haven't done politics, and I don't think we should do. I think we should have a week off. We've done brilliantly. Talking about the Olympics, we've more medals to look forward to, haven't we? I mean, we're not even starting athletics yet.
No, it's true.
Yeah,
it's just a piece de resistance.
Indeed,
but do you not think it's changed? When we were younger, we're all the same age, and the Olympics was going on. There wasn't much TV channels to turn to if you didn't like it, and you would see the big build up and stuff like that. And it's a bit different now, don't you think?
Well, you've got a choice. You've got 67 live things to watch every day, or 69.
Right.
GB have got 355 athletes out there, which we should be proud of. BBC have got 467 employees.
Did anyone see the picture of the Canon spare SLRs and lenses that are all in a cage?
Yeah, why? Why are they?
Well, because they've got so many Canon professionals out there taking pictures, they've got a backup team to support all the photographers out there. And they've got a great big cage with like 400 SLR bodies in it.
Lovely.
60 of this lens, 70 of that lens, etc. And 50 technicians.
From the BBC?
No, this is Canon.
We swapped stories. I was going BBC and then we swapped over to Canon staff. Or Canon support.
I just said, you know, did you see the picture of all the Canon kit out there? And that's the
so Canon have got backup. Canon have got backup kit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and 50 technicians.
Wow. Wow.
BBC have got more. BBC have got 467. That's a number that can't be argued with, unless I'm very wrong.
But these people are only supporting people using their kit. They're not taking photos or anything. Well, I'm sure they're taking some of their own photos as individuals. They're there to support the photographers.
Wow. And they're the official sponsors, presumably, because the other brands won't be allowed anywhere near.
That brings us to the Twitter hashtag, which we're not allowed to use, apparently.
What for?
We can't use Olympics 2016, is that right?
You really?
I've heard rumours to that effect, but don't know how true it is.
I don't think you can hang a hashtag, can you?
Of course you can't. It's public. It's you know, silly. Of course you can.
Actually, you've got to be careful because you can't use a hashtag that is a copyrighted phrase.
Says who?
Says who? Well, the person could sue you for infringing their copyright. It's funny that you discussed this because we've had a long discussion about this because one of the group I belong to wanted to use # Insurance. Now, not only is # Insurance already in use by someone in the US, it's also a copyrighted phrase as well as a business name.
But if you're complaining about somebody, perhaps
that's different. I'm talking about using it. I suppose I'm talking about using it really as your own identifier. You're talking about using it as a general purpose reference.
I was referring to you saying that you can't use a hashtag, whatever, on Twitter.
Raw chocolate is better than Cadbury's. No, that's Cadbury's is a brand.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that in my mind.
Yeah.
Do you know? You mentioned Cadbury's. My mum asked for a bar of Bourneville chocolate.
Yeah.
Now, Bourneville chocolate has been a staying product, whatever you want to call it, a base product for 100 and 200 years. And I can't get it in Tesco's. I can't get it in my 3 local newsagents. It just seems to have disappeared.
Bourneville chocolate. That was always the dark chocolate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Groupon will send you a link, mate. Especially when they hear this. That's Groupon, Bourneville chocolates.
Groupon, Bourneville chocolate. That's all said. I'll do a clip just of this bit, and we'll go viral.
Put it on # Bourneville on Twitter.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to have to bugger off, chaps.
Okay.
I'm going to.
Yeah. Okay. It's been a pleasure.
It's been fun. Thanks so much. See you.
Thanks.
Nice to see everybody.
Yeah. Thanks everybody who's been watching. Take care. See you all soon.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Peter.
Just before you go, guys.
Okay.
I'm saying I put on my most favourite TV advert is the Weetabix advert I put on Facebook. You remember Robin Hood? Robin Hood, riding
through the glen. Yep.
And he's going towards the castle and he's Robin Hood could be in a fix because he spied a Weetabix. Remember that one? That one.
Okay.
Anyway, am I looking clear to you today?
Yeah, you're fine. Dice is fine. Picture's clear. All good.
Fantastic. Okay, we'll get cracking. Nice talking to you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Yeah, see you later, Peter. Cheers. Bye.
Ian.